Most coaches aren't burning out because they're lazy. They're burning out because they're building businesses that betray them. I mean, you've been told to show up, post, launch, optimize, scale, and maybe you've done it all. But underneath the momentum, when you're honest with yourself, you're drained. This isn't a time management issue. It's not a mindset issue, guys. It's an alignment issue. And in this video, I'm going to show you exactly why that is and how to rebuild your business in a way that feeds you instead of bleeds you. So, I mean, stick around. I don't know. This might be the most honest conversation that you've had all week, if you choose to have it. Because listen, guys, burnout isn't always loud. Sometimes it's subtle. Sometimes it looks like consistency, strategy, even success. But inside, you feel hollow. I mean, there was a season in my business that from the outside looked like momentum. I was getting clients. I was booked with calls. My feed was full. People were engaging, even asking, dude, how'd you do it? But inside, I was numb. I'd sit down to write content and feel nothing. I'd get off a call and question why I felt more drained than energized. I remember waking up with this weight in my chest, not because I wasn't capable, but because I knew I was building something I didn't want to sustain. And I thought the answer was discipline, Jocko Willink style, right? More strategy, a better system, a new coach, but none of that worked because my burnout wasn't from lack of consistency or lack of strategy. It was from disconnection. I wasn't saying what I really wanted to say. I wasn't working with clients who actually lit me up. I wasn't leading. I was performing. And that's the real burnout when you're externally successful but internally starved. I used to call this losing yourself to win the rat race. And the tricky part is that a lot of online coaches in this quest for freedom accidentally end up plugging themselves right back into this same old loop. And here's what I've learned. Burnout isn't just physical. It's energetic. I call it energetic bankruptcy. When your business takes more from you than it gives back. And that's why clients inside coaches breaking through go through our unique energy audit in their first week with us. You get an accurate, scored picture of where energy is going and what return we actually get on that investment. It's a way to get brutally honest with ourselves about what our schedule looks like and what we're actually doing with our time. Because we've been sold this lie that our energy should serve the strategy. Just stay consistent, keep showing up, push through. And there is value in disconnecting emotional attachment to certain outcomes. And what if the strategy is actually the problem? What if you're not unmotivated, you're misaligned? What if the launch plan you're following was built for someone else's nervous system, somebody else's vision, and not yours? So many coaches are using systems that aren't just unsustainable, they're untrue. They mimic their mentors. They optimize for output. They measure their worth by how full their calendar is. And by the way, fuck that. But no one ever asks, does this feel good to me? And here's the hard truth. If your system requires you to abandon yourself to succeed, it's not a system, it's a prison. Your business should serve you. Your strategy should protect your energy. Because when your nervous system is just absolutely cooked, no amount of visibility can save your momentum. So ask yourself this. Where in my business do I feel pressure, not peace? What parts of my strategy feel a little bit like self-betrayal? When was the last time I actually felt nourished by my work, not just needed by it? And let those questions breathe, guys. Write them down and stare at them if you need to. This isn't about sending you on a guilt trip. It's about uncovering truth. And to be honest, that's why I teach what I teach now. A business model that prioritizes real resonance over reach. And besides, likes and follows don't always add up to clients' impact and income. It actually starts with this: identity. Who am I without the performance? How would I show up if there was zero pressure? Message. What is my actual voice? Not just my perpetuating of the echo chamber of my industry and disappearing into the noise. Offer. Does this solve a problem I'm proud to solve in a way that feels whole? And finally, rhythm. What is my sustainable pace? Not for a week, but for a year or even a decade. What is the pace I can hold that I enjoy that isn't what Instagram told me I need to do? Guys, I had a client, we'll call her C, who was constantly on edge, launching, posting, optimizing, nervous system overdrive. And I mean, she was making some money, but she felt hollow. We stripped her offer all the way down, made it match her capacity, rewrote her content from truth instead of trend. And here's what happened. She booked 5 clients in less than 2 weeks with ease, no funnel, no urgency, because she was no longer selling. She was magnetizing. And that's the shift. Not more tactics, more truth, more energy congruence, more nervous system leadership, less noise, more nourishment. And here's the science behind that last part, guys. There's a law in physics, a physics law called entrainment, when two systems come into sync through vibration. It was first noticed, by the way, by a physicist in the 1600s, and he was laughed out of rooms when he tried to talk about it. But when you place a room full of grandfather clocks together, over time, their pendulums begin to align. They start out all chaotic, ticking at their own pace, but they end in perfect harmony. And here's the part that no one talks about. They don't just sync randomly. They entrain to the largest clock in the room, the one with the deepest, most grounded frequency. I mean, let's be real. You don't need another productivity hack. You already have 5 productivity books or self-development pieces on your bookshelf collecting dust. You don't need to push through. You need a business that doesn't cost your presence, one that aligns with your body, your boundaries, and your actual brilliance. So if this resonated, jump over to Instagram, DM me the word feed, and I'll send you the exact prompt I use with clients to rebuild their rhythm and reclaim their energy. Because here's what I know. Your business should feed you, not bleed you. You can't serve from burnout. You can't coach from depletion. And you definitely can't scale from survival. You deserve a business that sustains you emotionally, energetically, and especially financially. So let's build that.